Hi, my name is Heidi Teitzel. This is my second piece of assessment for EDC1200, and this assessment focuses on how might education mediate difference and dominate. I will be looking at race and racism in Australia. Here are some examples of some issues and events that come to mind. The 2005 Cronulla riots were a series of violent clashes originating in Cronulla, New South Wales, continuing to spread to additional Sydney suburbs. On the 4th of December 2005, volunteer surf lifesavers were assaulted by a group of young men of Middle Eastern appearance. This was then followed over the next week by more violent assaults, fueled by the men's religious beliefs. A crowd gathered at the Cronulla beach the morning of Sunday the 11th of December 2005 to protest against this violence towards locals. It was approximated that 5,000 people had gathered. Initially calm, the crowd soon turned violent towards those of a Middle Eastern appearance or anyone that was seen to be different. Fueled by alcohol, the riots ended in property damage and several assaults. Another issue for discussion is that of refugees in Australia. Australians' view on the current refugee issue is still tainted with negativity. The Scanlon Foundation survey entitled Mapping Social Cohesion in 2010 asked people to choose from 4 options that they thought was the best policy for dealing with asylum seekers. Here were the results. 27% of respondents favoured turning back boats. 13% favoured mandatory detention. 37% favoured temporary residence, with only 19% favouring the right for asylum seekers to apply for permanent residence. It was concluded that those that responded positively for harsher policies were those that were older and have a lower level of education. Why is there still intolerance and ignorance towards those of another culture? Dyer, in his book White, in 1997, quotes, "As long as race is something only applied to non-white peoples, as long as white people are not racially seen and named, they/we function as a norm. Other people are raced, we are just people." Dyer, in his book White, discusses the invisibility of whiteness and how others are classified into certain races, while whites represent the norm. Whiteness then leads to white dominance and ideologies that oppress and marginalise people of colour, ensuring white supremacy and privileges for those who identify as white. The difference then seems to be anyone with a different skin colour, and the dominance is white Western society. We find our own identity by looking out and by seeing what is different to us and what we aren't, which is the other. There is a line that separates what we are from what we aren't. This separates the us from the other, or the white from the black. So our goal in education is to shorten this gap. Difference is always relational. There has to be 2 things that are being compared. So is that black and white? None is better. It's just different. To use this as a transformative teaching possibility, I would like to educate about racism and teach that a certain skin colour is not supreme, that the difference we see is just that, difference. I believe if children are taught to see skin colour and difference this way, that it may lead to reduced discrimination in the community. It would depend on the ages of the individuals I was teaching to how I would deliver this. For younger children, I would like to introduce 2 puppies, one white and one black. I would ask the children questions about the puppies and let them interact with them. The focus of the lesson would be that no matter what colour the puppy is, it is still cute and lovable and playful and still needs as much care and love and attention as the other. This would help to reinforce that colour is only a difference that we see. For others of an older group, I would like to discuss with them what they fear and feel self-conscious about, what they think makes them different to other people. Also, I would like to identify classifications like blonde hair, blue eyes, brown hair, and discuss how these characteristics may be visually different, but how it does not change the individual, their personality, their interest or beliefs. By teaching children as young as possible about difference, diversity, and acceptance, I believe we can strive for a community with reduced racism and discrimination, making it a better place for everyone to learn and grow.